Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the show. Whoa. A little early for those of you live streamers out there. I just want to say hi. I'm Mike O'Mara, and this is the Mike O'Mara Show. How was everyone's weekend?
Good morning.
Delightful. Yours?
Oh, 3 days of it. Thank you for covering for me. I sincerely appreciate that. It was my birthday whirlwind weekend. It was fabulous.
Time on the road, time with friends.
I start today's show by thanking Trip Affleck for sending me the mitten, glove, doggy poop bags that allow you to pick up your dog's very sweet. The sweet is the word that I would use. It was marvelous, but fresh from really getting to know New England like I've never known it before, to getting to know the great state of Vermont, which I've never spent any time.
You spent your entire life going to Maine, so how is it different when you traverse Vermont?
It's beautiful. It's mountainous. It's spectacular. And then in order to here's a little geography lesson for you kids out there. In order to get from Maine to Vermont, you have to go through New Hampshire. Yeah. And just lots of signs with moose and lots of mountains and lots of tiny little dead towns.
Really?
Just dead towns. No. I mean, well, some of them are dead. Some of them are vibrant. Some of them are fine. Some of them are not fine.
I've known you a long time, and I can pick up on stuff that some people maybe not, other people might not. When you said New Hampshire, you had a tone.
Well, I don't like New Hampshire.
Why? Because you also don't like Indiana.
Have you always hated New Hampshire?
No. When Jimmy and I went to Laconia, it seemed like everybody we came in contact with in Laconia, New Hampshire on Bike Week had their hand out and wanted to get you. So that's what it was.
Bad experience. And you killed. Well, you guys rolled your bikes in the U-Haul.
Yes.
Yeah, they were not. They were not fastened right.
So it was not fun. It was not fun. But the getting to Vermont to the home. Unfortunately, I was not able to touch base with our friend Marcus Serta. I know you boys will be disappointed to hear that.
That is truly unfortunate.
Damn it.
That is truly unfortunate. But because we went so hard, the Colburns and I, and we went so late into the night on Friday night when we arrived, and we went so hard on Saturday with all the activities that we were gassed, and it was just movie night at the Colburns on Saturday night.
Netflix and chill?
It was total chill, which is exactly what we wanted to do, and it turned out it was exactly what they wanted to do as well. So it was spectacular, and then it was back across New England again, and fantastic.
Did you drive through New Hampshire again?
We did. In fact, we dined in New Hampshire.
How was that?
Where?
Well, because the birthday weekend was the throw caution to the wind, eat what you want birthday weekend, and because Sunday was the last day of that, because we knew that today, and by the way, Carla, great grapefruit. I should say because
you may not have grapefruit.
Yes, because we knew it was like we threw caution to the wind, and when you're on the road, it doesn't matter. We don't take a lot of highways; we take back roads, and came to, I believe, the town was Gorham, New Hampshire.
Gorhm?
I don't know. So anyway, we came to the town, and we ate at a Chinese buffet restaurant in New Hampshire, and it was what you might expect it to be. But it seemed to have a crowded parking lot, and because I personally am never allowed to eat in that type of establishment.
Right.
Whereas in Manassas, I loved them.
Yes.
Because there were 12 of them in Manassas.
Sure.
Every week you'd get another one popping up. They were fantastic.
Well, in Manassas, they featured authentic Chinese cuisine. Did you feel the cuisine was authentic in New Hampshire?
No, I did not. No, it was what you would get at all of those places.
Right.
It was the steaming, chafing dishes of goo. With the only thing about usually your go-tos are your fried rice, and your lo mein, and that's what you can rest assured that's going to be okay.
Yeah, they have brown sauce and they have orange sauce stuff too, though.
They have the goo with the chicken. Yes. I think it's chicken, and then the goo was in the chafing dish and totally, you can never get enough of what won't satisfy.
Mm.
And
truer words, Mike.
And we both waddled out to the car with our young one, and we just gooeyly poured ourselves back into the Subaru, and it was off. The pathetic tour continued.
The Goobaroo.
It was off to drive. Mrs. O'Mara did a fantastic driving job, both to and from. 6 hours of driving both ways. That makes me officially elderly now because she drove.
Well, no, she's just attending to you.
But she's also avoiding your driving habits.
She is avoiding my anger, that it's Sunday, and it's like, rawr! But there was no anger to be had, Oscar, because the highways and byways of northern New England are empty. They're devoid of traffic.
Mike, you find a way.
I probably do.
Yeah.
Goddamn pine trees.
Goddamn another moose sign.
Even as we got closer to home, I did find that because it was just getting there, and you got in front of the person that. At one point, I said to my son, I said, Michael, we're just about to pass this car, and I want you to look because this person we're passing is 1,000 years old. He is 1,000 years old. Now, normally when I say that, it'll be some old lady between 50 and 70 that's driving. I swear to God, Carla and I busted up because we did pass the guy. And when we passed him, he looked like the man from the movie Up, only skinnier. And he literally, he had his chin on the steering wheel because he was pressing his face up to the windshield trying to look out the window.
We can take the Pixar analogy a little further. He probably looked like the toy repairman from Toy Story.
It was amazing to watch, but a good time was had by all, and I've got lots of stories from the weekend, and it's great to be here, and I know that we've got incredible stories from Rob Spiewak about Tony Bennett, and we've got an incredible story from Oscar Santana that's causing a major controversy.
Oh, man.
A brouhaha.
Bunch of butterflies in our audience.
Is that replacing Snowflake now as butterflies? Is it a butterfly? Is it a butterfly?
They kill one rat in a horrific way by accident, and now I'm the monster.
Yeah.
Oh, no. By accident?
Well, no, I tried to drown him.
Don't hold it. I want to make sure I get it all.
I already talked about it on Friday. You don't want it in detail. You as soon as you lose, Mike.
Yeah, we'll
You talked about it when I was here. Why do you save that crap for when I'm gone?
Well, because you need
content. Why do you save that
wonderful
me? Because you need content. You're right. You're right about that. I guess I shouldn't be complaining about you bringing a great story to a show.
Thanks for doing the job, son.
But did you have to do it so well?
Oh, man.
So it's a repeat. Then I can have it here. Then if you killed a rat,
you can thumbnail it. Yeah.
I had to kill a rat. It's diseased.
It was dying in his backyard. Flies were circling it.
No
Randy
name.
Baumgarten?
No
Dan
name.
Mason?
I felt bad for him, but it just didn't work out well. And
Sam Rogers?
I got it online from everybody. They're like, how dare you? Do you think I wanted to do it, people?
How did you kill it?
I had drowned it in a bucket. Not very well.
You drowned it?
Yes.
You mean drowned it?
Drowned it.
Yeah.
Drowned it.
He's got 11 jobs, by the way, and he says drowned it.
The problem with the drowning of the rat.
You don't need the English language. You just need to work.
You need a work ethic.
Yes.
That's it.
What we established on Friday is that rats are innately buoyant. So it wasn't an easy drowning.
He didn't
quick,
die.
just give me the crib notes. Okay.
Look,
So what did you pick it up with a stick? How the hell do you get into the water?
I've been poisoning rats since last Wednesday when everything came from Amazon, right? I set all the traps up because we have a rat infestation in the city of D.C., including my house.
And especially your neighborhood where
my
they were
neighborhood.
excavating and all the rats
The
came
big
out
dig
from
is
that.
getting us. So I finally found one of the poisoned rats in the backyard. He had a bunch of flies over his head. I do not have the constitution to go and take a shovel and beat it over its head and hopefully it dies quickly or drop a rock on it. I just don't have
it. So it had flies all over it. Was it dying?
It was dying. Dying. Right. So I look online.
Happy Monday.
Worst place to go. It says the most humane way to kill one of these guys if they're already diseased is not to drop a rock on them or kill them with a shovel because all things can go wrong and they could suffer more is to put them in a bucket and drown them, right? So I filled up a bucket and drowned
You
him.
went online? Did you really go online to find out?
I did. I was here with Rob when I was doing it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's worth a repeat for me.
These are the quality moments you miss by being in Maine. Is when we're searching Reddit on how to kill a rat humanely.
There's too many things that can go wrong with the bucket, so it didn't go well.
Variables.
I thought they said there were too many things that go wrong if you hit it with a rock or a shovel.
Again, They didn't go into detail, and I read the wrong form. Now,
rat killing forum.
Really quickly.
It was terrifying.
You picked it up with a shovel and dumped it into the bucket?
A bucket of water that I ran, and then
what
the
happened?
little guy started swimming. And by that time, it was too late. Like, I had to finish the job. It just didn't go well, right?
So what did you do after he started swimming?
I had to find a shovel to hold him down. And
you like under the water?
Yes, it was terrifying. It was not something that I was proud of, all right?
How long did it take?
They can hold their breath for 3 minutes. You got to hold the shovel there for a good amount of time. And you're like, well, I feel like Grim Reaper. This hopefully will never happen again.
And then he just stopped?
Mm-hmm. Then you throw him in a black bag. So, look.
And wait, Mike, for the return of the ghost of the rat.
Yeah.
And people were upset with you?
People are upset, and I get it. Look.
What are people upset with? I'm sorry, it's diseased vermin. I love animal rights people. I think it's wonderful that I don't like it when people go over on safari and kill beautiful animals. But a rat, let me just tell you something. A rat will never quit. And that's why it's okay to put him in a bucket. So,
and everybody's entitled to look. I get that story is not pleasant to listen to. It is not something I enjoyed or I had fun doing. I am telling you what I had to go through. And if anything, if you ever have this issue, you know what not to do. All right?
Yeah.
You know what not to do.
So you took a beating over the weekend?
Oh, there was a lot of tough show to listen to on Friday.
Oh, come on. Oh, God, shut up. Just keep it to yourself. Jesus.
And I'm like, tough show? Did you have to do everything I had to do? No.
It's horrible.
And by
you were
the way,
trying to put it out of its misery.
We beat up Adrian a little bit at the front of the show because he deserved it. And then we gave him a task after the show, and he failed at that too.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good place to start. Sorry, rat lovers. I'm really sorry, and I apologize for Oscar Santana, because if it had been me, Mike O'Mara, the person whose name is on the show, I would have let the poor thing go.
Really?
After nursing it back to health, I would have given it my own milk.
You breastfeed it?
I would have breastfed the rat.
Can you milk me, Fokker?
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk the rat? That's it. Yeah. So I don't know. Well, my God, we don't. All right, here it is. It's official. We have too much effing show. Start it right now. Thank you very much.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
If you'll hear ice cream truck, do they have the ice cream man around here? Remember when the ice cream man used to come to town when you was little? And no matter what you was doing, you would stop and lose your fucking mind? There's something about the ice cream truck that make kids lose it.
My kid does.
And they can hear that shit from 10 blocks away. And no matter what was going on, the ice cream man came to stop. You be getting some marbles and you hear ice cream! Ice cream! The ice cream man is coming! The ice cream man is coming! Ma! Those out some money! Then your mother come to the window and be throwing change. She's saying, "Get your father toasted almond bar, and get your brother icy, and get yourself vanilla cone, and bring back my change." And you catch all that and run down the street, top speed, chasing the ice cream truck going, "Ice cream!" Ice cream man always drove an extra block though. And I know he's seen us and shit, but I think he just be in the car with his friends saying, "Watch me make how fast I make these motherfuckers run." You be behind him doing 50 going, "Ice cream!" He stop, you be all out of wind, say, thank you, ice cream man, thank you," and you get your ice cream. I get my ice cream. I remember I would get my ice cream, and I didn't eat it. I sang for a little while, you know. Ice cream. No, there'd be one kid on the side didn't get no ice cream, and kids don't care. They go, "You don't have no ice cream. You didn't get none. You didn't get none, 'cause you are on the welfare. And you can't afford it. You can't afford it."
This is Wade Byard, the Public Information Officer for Loudoun County Public Schools. The Mike O'Mara Show has decided to start now. Please make all necessary arrangements to listen. This is the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, and Oscar Santana. And now, without further delay, here's Mike O'Mara.
We are live from the heart of our nation's capital in the Podcast Village studios. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are a radio show and a podcast with a worldwide network of listeners who get it. And if you're here, you are in the know. All items for our weekly mailbag can be sent to Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And you can call us anytime, 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now. Listen, we have so much. I'm not sure where this show is going to go or how much we're going to be able to get to, but I've decided. I've made an executive decision.
Yes.
We will do another show on Tuesday.
Good. Good.
Anyway, our show today brought to you by Texture. Are you paying attention not just to this podcast, but to everything you need to be? If you like being up on what's going down, you have to read magazines. I love them.
Yes.
There's nothing like them. Time, People, Cosmo, Entertainment Weekly. I am a personal friend of Miranda Priestley. That's how much I love magazines. Now you can get all the magazines that matter with Texture. What's Texture? What is it? Well, I'll tell you. Well, go ahead. Well, don't tell me what to do. Why not? Hey, shut up. You shut up. No. Texture is the magazine app, the magazine app. It offers more than 200 of the best magazines all in one place. Get complete issues, get back issues, all in one app. Stay connected to the biggest and best stories today with Texture. And you can put it on your smartphone. You can put it on your tablet. You can put it on any of your smart devices. It's wonderful. You get all the quality journalism, all the beautiful photos, all the great interviews, which I adore. Stay connected with Texture. Texture delivers the best of both worlds, newsworthy stories and relaxing entertainment anytime, anywhere. Dive deep into the issues you care about today with Texture. To start your 7-day free trial, go to texture.com/TMOS. Why wait to start reading the latest issues of your favorite magazines? Try Texture for free today at texture.com/TMOS. That's texture.com/TMOS and start your free trial. You are going to love it I do. I love Texture. I love magazines. I could read magazines all the time. I could read magazines. If somebody said books or magazines, it might be difficult for me because magazines are so relevant and recent, and in this turmoil of a world that we all live in right now, it's important to be as knowledgeable as you can, especially if you're doing a political show.
Right.
Which from a content standpoint burns faster than any content I've ever had. I'm always worried about with the podcast, with the long tail and people listening 4 days afterward, would it still be fresh? Well, it is because we talk nonsense. But on a political show like Political Persuasions, that show is dated 15 minutes after it posts. So if you're going to listen to Political Persuasions, listen to it on Thursdays or Mondays whenever we upload.
Well, things move in a rocket ship pace. I mean, they're just changing ever more. Sometimes the prep that you've done is different than when the show's over, and that's only a 45-minute show.
You wake up the next day, and the Caps lose their
Barry Trotz is gone.
Coach. You sit there, you're like, I can't believe he's gone.
That's right.
I made a conscious decision this weekend to leave my laptop, which is I do not get my content very often from my smartphone. I don't like it.
Right.
I don't like the way it's designed on a smartphone. I like to get it
tiny
on the laptop.
Too.
And it's not fun. So I left.
You like reading newspapers?
No, I'm not
Physical
a newspaper
ones?
reader. No, I don't.
Dirty
do that.
fingers.
Oh man.
No,
Yeah.
I actually, if I see one, I'll read it, but it's very rare. But my laptop, I made a conscious decision on Thursday when we were getting out of here to leave it in the house and didn't look at it. And imagine my surprise when somebody said to me at breakfast on Saturday morning, "Do you hear what jacket she wore?" And I was like, "What?
What? What?
I missed the whole story, but that's the way it is. Political Persuasions.
Were you wearing the same "I don't care" jacket when you got the news that she was wearing that jacket?
A little smaller. Little smaller.
Well, you like it with a cropped waist.
I like the cropped waist because it slims me, and when I've done the work, my feeling is if I've done the work, why not show it off?
Show the
world.
world.
Flaunt it, baby.
Yeah. You're welcome, ladies.
I don't know where to begin today. I really don't, because I've got the whole Adrian thing that just fascinates me. But let me get the fresh stuff out of the way, okay? Let me just go through and see what I got to tell you about. I think everybody knew that I was going to Vermont, and that the number one thing that was going to happen in Vermont would be the tour of the Ben and Jerry's.
Which is why I played that Eddie Murphy tape, to set you up in an ice cream form of mind, state of mind.
There is an ice cream product that is sold in this country across the fruited plain and worldwide that was created by Ben Stein and Jerry Stiller that is called Ben and Jerry's Ice Cream. And
why don't you eat it?
Ben Stein, after he worked for Richard Nixon, wanted to do something fun, and he decided to create ice cream. And so, no, I believe it's Ben
Bailey from Cash Cab.
That's it.
It's Ben O'Mara and
isn't it
and Jerry Seinfeld?
Oh, is it Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Oh, he used some of that car money.
So here's what I wrote on my show prep today.
All right.
At number 1, the crushing disappointment of the Ben and Jerry's factory.
Oh no!
And then a Queenie visit that Rob will love.
You're allergic to disappointment,
man.
The disappointment. Let me explain. So it is Saturday morning. We have had an evening with the Colburns, but not too much of an evening because they are the hosts with the most.
They're machines.
Yes,
it's everything you would have expected. Being a house guest of the Colburns and bringing my 4-year-old. Let me tell you how great it was. All right, and I'm not a house guest guy. You know that, right?
Oh, you hate being a guest.
I would be happy to
like
be
owning.
in a hotel.
Yes,
I would. I like owning. I like owning.
It's like you learned that just from a few games of Monopoly with him, right?
I want to
buy.
I don't want to be a guest at a cottage. I'm going to buy my own.
I want Baltic Avenue. Bring it,
guys.
I don't even like to be a guest in family houses.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
It's
I don't
awkward
like it at all. I love to have people. I don't like to go. The Colburns are so cool that in their house, when we got there, and you know, it's not like a priority for me. My priority is to see our friends and chat and catch up and all that. And then I said, so where are the digs? And the Colburns have a second floor, a basement area that had a guest room, and then he had converted his his office in the basement to a little area for Michael.
Oh,
wow!
That's really nice.
It had a bathroom, so we didn't have a room. We had a floor.
You had a suite,
separate living space, like almost like you would have an in-law space.
Yeah,
and then we had that all to ourselves, and it had a television area.
Damn,
that was where. So it's basically their rec room that they had. It was so perfect, but of course it's them, and everything I did as a house guest was modeled after what they do. We brought 2 little locally made coffee mugs to them. I brought all the
It's known as a hostess gift,
beers.
Mike. You brought a hostess
gift.
But
I mean, everything we
Greenfield.
did, everything we did,
yes,
I would never have done it if they hadn't done the same thing for
So you're
us.
just echoing what they did when they came to see you.
Yeah, but probably not as good as they do it.
Didn't they bring like
they do it.
a cooler of cold beer?
Yeah, and that's what I did. I brought him a cooler
Yeah,
of
you did.
Oh, it's good.
Main design ciders and craft beers.
Oh, good man.
And by the way, the craft beer, okay, let me explain how they get you. This is the new thing. If you're out and about, we have the TMOS Beer Enthusiast Society.
Yes.
The craft cider, and this is why I would say within 5 to 10 years, if you are middle to lower middle class to low income, you are not going to now remember, you heard it here first, all right?
Right.
Mark my words. If you're in that zip code, if you're in that financial world, in about 5 to 10 years, you're not going to be able to do anything fun. You're not going to be able to do anything fun at all unless you like going down to the river and watching leaves float by. That's not.
Why?
You're not
Why do
be,
you say
that? Because you know what they do with these craft beers?
What do?
All right, they're ridiculously overpriced.
Very costly.
Yes, that has not changed.
In order to manufacture this, there are only a few items I think that ought to be high priced in the area of consumer goods. We'll get to that probably sometime midsummer.
Good.
All right.
But anyway, getting back to what I was saying. They give you the 4-pack now.
Yes.
They don't give you a 6-pack. They give you the 4-pack.
Yeah.
They give you the cheesy. Now Colonel Colburn said to me, well, and immediately when I was talking about this, because I was ranting, and he gets bored with that after about 16 seconds of me. Not a 4-pack. Well, they're normally 16 ounces. I know that's logical, but I don't want to talk about that.
4-packs have been around for years.
I know they've been around for years, but you know what? They haven't been around when
Michael Barrow was buying them.
If you put 6 in those, you know what would happen? It'd be you'd walk up and say, "I'm not paying that. I'm not going to pay that." But at a 4-pack, you can get it to be exorbitant. But I'm just saying it's a ripoff. It's a ripoff.
They know the breaking point, and they've arranged it so it's this many dollars for beer.
Right.
Look, the way we drink beers and consume them, Mike, is different than the general public.
No, I think we're like the general public. I think we're very average, Oscar.
The 4 beers are more than enough for a man to get hammered on. 6 beers.
Oh, what are you talking
of a high
about?
ABV IPA.
Yeah, 7 ABV.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's what you don't get.
4 7s. I'm laying on the ground.
Yeah,
Forget
but there is
about it.
nothing worse than finishing the beer except maybe having one beer in your refrigerator because
Yeah,
you
I
know you can't go any further. You
I
should
just think it ought
always
to
have
be
more beer.
And I'm not
option
talking
to
about
go
me
further.
alone.
Yeah. Do I want to
talking
kill
about-
myself tonight? Is tonight the night?
I'm sharing.
Dark
That's
show.
why sharing 3 and 3. You know, I'll have 3. My friend will have 3.
Yeah, a
That's
six-pack.
And
It
you
goes
said
back
you'd
as
be
long
laying
as
on
time.
the ground. You'd be laying on the ground with 4
Yeah.
for yourself.
Can't drive home.
But if you had 2. Or if you had 3, you'd be a little buzzed, but your friend would be a little buzzed, and he might be a little fatter than you are, and so it's okay. It's okay.
Oh,
Anyway,
fair.
I don't want to talk all about beer.
They are
Anyway,
expensive.
it's a ripoff. Okay, ciders and craft beers, they come in 4-pack.
Too expensive.
Yeah,
All those
4-packs.
ciders. And you know what? All those not your dad's lemonade or whatever, all those fake sodas
Yeah,
that
they're
are
all 4-packs.
designed to make 15-year-olds alcoholics.
Yeah.
They're all way overpriced.
So all booze.
Yeah, booze. They put the boo in booze.
Booze.
Hi, I'm Mike O'Mara. Booze costs too much. That's why I started
Booze.
6-pack world.
Crown
Right.
booze.
Okay. You
4-pack
want to buy fists of bourbon? They come in a 6-pack. That's right. Wine. Your favorite wine comes in a 6-pack. Not an average case. Easier to carry. Beer, wine, cider,
Can you
all of
imagine
your craft brews.
A
Yes.
6-pack of wine, how much noise it would make carrying it around?
right.
It'd be like wind chimes.
Everything comes in a 6-pack.
Unless they're
That's
in
right.
cans.
Could
we
be.
get specialty wines from all over the world. We divide them into 6, and we put them in a carrying case you can drink. Anyway, okay, so that's it. I don't like the 4-pack. So that's Friday night. We have a great Friday night.
Right.
Colonel Colburn makes this gumbo, and they were nice enough. They got me a little birthday cake.
Oh, that's sweet.
It was wonderful. Carla woke me up, and I got to play golf and everything. On our way up, I stopped at a place, and it was great. A fantastic weekend.
Good.
But the centerpiece of our trip was the trip to the Ben & Jerry's factory, where I'd been silly and told Mike that there was a chance Willy Wonka might be there, but no, it was. And we drive about an hour through the wilds of Vermont to get to this fabulous place, and I was.
Are
very,
there
very
signs
excited.
along the way, like south of the border? Does it say, 10 miles to the Ben & Jerry's experience, like build the
No.
anticipation?
No, because it's really not. It's not that. It's not that is the type of. It's not an amusement park a la Disney.
Okay.
It really isn't. So we drove, and it was really, really exciting. Thinking I'm going to get there. It's going to be great, and we get there. And Colonel Colburn says to me that, it's a rainy day, and that means usually the traffic spikes, and it's crowded. It's more crowded than I thought it would be, but not unbelievably crowded, and it's kind of chill because it's Vermont and everything is fine. And we go in. First thing you got is a gift shop, and
Naturally.
they have a little sign that says the next tour will be at like 11:10, middle of the day.
Okay.
Which is, and there are people there, so we're going to wait about a half an hour, and we're going to kill time by bopping around the gift shop, and we got some bowls. I mean, some bowls.
Bowls.
Some Ben & Jerry's bowls.
Ben
Like
& Jerry's
little
bowels.
ridiculously overpriced bowls that were silk screened on the side, and I'm looking around and I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. But really, ultimately, it's the factory. That's what I'm looking forward to. It's going to be the factory tour. And I thought, now the only thing I said, and I said this to Mike and to Nancy, I said, the guy, the director of First Impressions, they got this guy that looks like Bob Newhart that's selling tickets, and he is a double-edged prick. He is just not happy to be there, and he is not smiling. And I think maybe the funniest I was all weekend is when I get crazy in these places,
Sure.
and my comedy brain starts to work overtime, and I started doing the crusty voice for the Colburn, saying the guy that's behind the counter should be so over the top happy, and he should be doing the crusty voice,
Yeah.
like going, "Welcome to Ben & Jerry's." I can't say it.
Joy
Instead,
Factory.
Yeah, it's ice cream.
You've got this absolute douche who didn't want to be there and was sighing and was kind of going.
Sighing.
Yeah, he was just taking big deep breaths and kind of shaking his that head shake when you're just trying to wake up.
Yes.
He's pulling that crap, and he's 75 years old. And I'm sitting there going, why are you possibly here if you've got that job, which is kind of a, you're doing
Walmart
the ticket
greeter.
sales.
Yeah, you're setting the mood. You're setting the mood for the day.
Be happy.
Yeah.
And we were watching him, and the Colburns are as sweet as the day is long. They don't say anything. That's why I think we balance each other a little bit, because I'm just this walking complaint factory that's just like, look at that guy, look at him. We had nothing to do. All right, once you run through and you see the overpriced scoopers, you want to go back out and you're chilling and you're watching the guy, and no one's getting ice cream yet because that's the reward.
Right.
After you go through the tour, you get your free sample, and then you go out and you get your Mac Daddy real ice cream.
Your portion, your big boy portion.
And that's really what I'm
Because if you have
wanting the
ice
whole
cream
time.
before the tour is going to make you logy.
What is a tour like?
Well, it didn't stop this one particular lady, this tattooed Alanis Morissette, from Manatee World.
Oh,
that, was Alanis Morissette if she's eaten Cheetos her whole life.
Yes.
And then she had a chocolate cone that she was making love to before the tour.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a little appropriate, but who am I to judge, right?
Yeah, that's right.
If you're going to see Ben and Jerry's, you love ice cream enough where you're getting it before, after, during, doesn't matter to me.
It's the only time you should get it. Yeah, I like that.
Live and let live.
That's right.
What stopped you from getting it beforehand?
Well, I didn't think it was appropriate. I thought you want to see the factory tour, and then your reward at the end is like you get a free sample, and then you figure out what flavor you
maybe
want.
if you see the factory and it seems unhygienic, maybe you just pass on the ice cream. You get in there and you see.
That's not the case.
Well, no, I'm sure
they're
it's fine.
selling you. They're showing their factory off. They're not showing you a dirty living room.
I ended up getting a real. I paid for a cone of the same flavor that they gave as the free sample at the end of it.
Was it a new flavor?
It was. I don't know, but it was delicious. It was the best flavor I've ever had. It was fantastic. It was called Phlegm Swirl. So we go in and they said, all right, hi, and the lady was really, really sweet. The tour guide, what a great gig, Hi, my name's Becky, and we're going to show you today. Now, here's the deal. We're going to go to the van there. No flash photography when you get to the second level, where you're going to look down on the factory where our wonderful Ben and Jerry's ice cream, blah, 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 and she's giving the whole spiel.
Right.
Now, there'll be a short movie before we start about Ben and Jerry, and it was like super small theater, little tiny screen. They show how it started. It was not over the top, kind of when they do those things where in 1962.
Yes.
I don't want that. It was really kind of cartoonish, so kids could handle it. And then Ben and Jerry come out with their nose hairs at the end, and they give a little like social social responsibility thing about this poverty commitment that they're doing, and it was really. And they had a little thing for a poverty initiative that they were doing there, still maintaining that social consciousness.
Yeah, it's good
that
stuff.
made them what
Did you get
they
their
are.
autograph?
And they weren't there. They weren't.
No, they're in the movie. You could buy their autograph at the
Damn
gift
it.
shop.
No, they said Ben was in Monte Carlo and Jerry was in Nice. So anyway,
Had the
they
Pope
weren't
granted
there.
them an audience?
So the movie's over.
Good.
And this is really what Daddy's waiting for, because what does Daddy want? Daddy wants to see where the fun is made.
Yeah, the magic.
And we go upstairs, and they said, all right, now you can no flash photography when we're watching. I'm like, okay, we're going to see how they make this amazing confection. You're going to see all the little pints going through the conveyor belts, and they can see the goo coming out of the freezers. And I'm really jacked. I pictured like what I want. Here's what I want to see. I want to see a wheelbarrow with like Heath bars and just wheeling across and then dumping it into the beautiful vanilla.
The Oompa Loompas bringing in baskets and baskets of cherries.
Right, and then they come out and they said, okay, now let's get up to the stairs. And I'm looking down and they go, and unfortunately you won't be seeing any ice cream being made because they're cleaning today. And I said, no.
No!
Yeah, it sucked. It was very, very disappointing. Yes. because
Sorry,
they're cleaning
kids.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moose out
Because they
front
were
should have
cleaning.
told you.
They're cleaning.
Now,
They're cleaning. Now nobody made a big deal. I wanted to burst into tears. I said, no.
yeah, I was going to say, how was your reaction?
It's 11:30 on Saturday, which is completely perfect
Prime
tour
time.
day. You dicks, Ben and Jerry, and you're bringing the Mr. Clean in.
Yeah.
You're bringing the Comet and Clean.
It's like-
Why'd you do
it's-
that at midnight?
Mike, it's like going to the Vatican saying, sorry, guys, we're cleaning the Vatican.
We're cleaning the Vatican.
Yeah.
The
No-
Pope's in Monte Carlo.
Yeah, there's no church
you
today.
dicks! You just cheated us. It isn't fair.
Did you tell them-
See the ice cream coming out
Buy
of
a
the
candle.
cock-a-doodie machine?
Did you tell them it was your birthday?
No, I didn't tell that. I didn't say that. There were too many little
should
kids
have.
around.
You should
They're not
have.
gonna- It's my birthday, and I would like all of those suds.
Start the machines.
I would like all of those suds. Well, I'm sorry, sir. That means we'll have detergent-flavored ice cream. I don't give a rat's ass. You probably your biodegradable suds on all the machines that I'm watching with a bunch of guys like almost look like they're on a cigarette break because they're up there going like.
Did you
dicks?
Was it
really?
Was the apparatus the what they had built?
Yes.
Was that whole layout what you imagined of how to make the ice cream?
No, it's smaller.
Oh, really?
There are a few factories all over the place. The big factory is like
right next to the Colburns.
You could walk from the Colburns to the big factory, but this is a smaller factory, and they talked about how many pints they and by the way. Okay, thanks for sharing how many things it poops out every day for the Ben and Jerry empire so they can have me drive all the way from the state of Maine to go walking in while you're giving the ice cream freezers a shampoo.
Who was more
on
irate?
Saturday. Does anybody think about it? No, they don't think about it. They get the rubes, and what they want to shit us out into the gift shop so we can spend $40 for an ice cream scooper. You know?
Does the tour cost anything?
Yeah, like $5.
Oh, that's nice.
Even that? You see, that they shouldn't charge for that.
Because I'm a good guest.
Splurge.
Were you as irate as Colonel Coburn was? Did he scream and yell?
Yeah, he was real. He was beside
This
himself.
is ridiculous.
I do not believe that man. You know what? He's a tough guy because you can't get to that level that he's at without being a tough guy.
Yeah.
You're right.
He's a quieter, tough guy than I am.
At inner rage.
No, as a matter of fact, we were so disappointed. I said, "Well, you've ruined it. So you should have called ahead." Colburn's and known that they were going to be bathing the factory.
They clean the brass instruments on Saturdays?
Maybe, a polishing.
So he was like, this makes sense.
Yeah, of course. This is what we always did in the band.
It makes sense to people. I mean, hygiene. You don't want to get like disease in there. But how about midnight, right? How about midnight where you bring the slower-witted employees in, that are just like, scrub the floor, Rocky Road.
Ben's dim-witted nephew that still works at the factory.
How dare you, Mike O'Mara?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I didn't care for it. But then,
how long did the cleanup? Hey, they're cleaning real good last.
Yeah.
Oh, that it looked like it was going to be the whole day.
It
looked like it was going to. It looks like there were going to be wave after wave after wave of disappointed tour goers that want to see the gooey ice cream come into the little machine and I wanted to see the conveyor belt.
Candy
Look at
cane.
that.
Yeah.
And then everybody, you know what would happen? This is what would happen. You'd sit there and the things would be coming out, the little pint things, and it's like, oh look, it's half baked. It's half baked. By
exactly.
Half baked. #1 flavor in the country.
Wow.
Is it really?
Yeah, you would think it may be Cherry Garcia.
Bunch
I would think so.
heads.
That would have been my guess. I see. What you envisioned was walking back there, and it was like the beginning of Laverne and Shirley in the beer factory, with like the conveyor belts moving and everything in action.
At least the pint things and stuff.
Yeah.
But my disappointment was short-lived, lived live.
Yes.
After they pooped us into the tasting room.
Yes.
And in the tasting room, they had a window that showed the new flavors they have, and then they gave us it was something like caramel chocolate chunk, which was vanilla ice cream with chunks of chocolate and caramel, and it was a wonderful free sample. And so and of course everybody it was very polite. People were very polite, and I laid back because I am I'm the one at the dinner table where the waitress comes over and says, "Who wants dessert?"
Yeah, so you're a little self-conscious.
So I lay back.
How many in your group?
Back.
How many in your tour group would you guess?
42,000.
42,000. A stadium.
No, I'm not sure how many. I don't
Okay.
pay attention to that type of thing. Maybe 20.
Okay, so you were
30.
able to hang back. How big was the sample that you got?
It was in a little kind of Dixie cup. It was not too small. It was not too big. It was fine. And as I'm eating it, there was a family there of a father, a mother, super fit. Guy looked buff. And a son and a daughter, and they weren't getting samples. And I have a mouthful. Of the first sample. I'm going, and I look over, and he's looking right at me. And he didn't say there was no expression on his face, but he was looking at me. And I wanted to go. I just absolutely, I resisted the urge to take it out of my mouth and go, "What?" But I didn't say that to him.
I know how you could have diffused that situation. What you do is if he looks at you and you lock glances, you finish your bite and you swallow and you say, "This is my Make-A-Wish trip."
Yes, you've used that many times.
I have, and you know what? It always wins.
It was wonderful. A little rainy, and then it was out, and I got a cone of a full-size cone.
Nice.
Small.
Yeah.
I got a small waffle cone. Right? The Colburns got sugar cones.
Ooh.
Anyway, so that was it.
Classic
of
Colburn.
the same flavor?
What?
Of the same flavor?
No, I think everybody was getting different flavors. I can't tell you. I'm not paying attention to anybody. Even
You were
my
a
son at that
little
point.
focused at that point.
I'm just going, Daddy, shut up. And that was it. I think Carla shared her cup or with Michael, and they had some flavor. I don't know.
That's good.
Raspberry cheesecake, I
Ooh.
think.
Ah,
I think.
fancy.
And they shared
Damn.
it together. And Carla said, "You want to share a small cone?" And I'm like, "Get out of the way!" So a little disappointed. There's always, wherever I go, just I can have great joy, but always significant.
Did your son have fun?
I don't know.
Let's
we'll
say
take
yes.
a break, and yeah, sure. We'll go with that. No, he got a treat when we got back to the house.
Good.
I bought him a cheap Lego set. Lego. We will take a little break, and we will come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Cake and cookies. Rob and Katie.
Hey there, this is Katie. Tune in to this week's Cake and Cookies to find out the deeply bizarre psychological connection between me and Rob, and how you too can join in through the
I know where that
TMOS
connection is.
Amazon portal. Oh dear.
It's the Rob and Katie Show.
Cake and cookies with a brand new logo.
Well, no, it's a retro logo. We've had it. We just rotate them.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Quip. The truth is, all right. The truth is, most of us are brushing our teeth.
What
wrong.
flavors were they?
Raspberry cheesecake.
Yeah, I think so. The truth is, most of us are brushing our teeth wrong. That's because most brands focus on selling flashy gimmicks rather than better brushing, but not Quip. So what makes Quip so different? Quip is an electric toothbrush that's a fraction of the cost of bulkier brushes, but still packs the big vibrations to clean your teeth. Quip's built-in timer helps you clean for the dentist-recommended 2 minutes with guiding pulses that remind you when to switch sides. Quip's subscription plans deliver new brush heads on a dentist-recommended schedule every 3 months for just $5, including free shipping worldwide. Quip also comes with a mount that suctions right to your mirror. I've got it down in Florida, and it serves as a cover for hygienic travel wherever you take your teeth. As a matter of fact, my Quip package just arrived 2 days ago. I got brand new Quip stuff, the greatest toothpaste in the world. Everyone loves Quip. They were on Oprah's O List, named one of Time's best inventions, and Quip is the first subscription electric toothbrush accepted by the American Dental Association. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/TMOS right now,
When?
right now, you'll get your first refill pack free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack free at getquip.com/TMOS. That's getquip.com/TMOS. Thank you, everybody. Oscar, are you okay, or do you have to step out and help
I'm
our
okay.
visitors?
I just told everybody
Very
that
busy man.
they can take care of business.
Nice.
We've got show to do.
So
Thank you for
it
asking.
was now, and we're going to play a little guessing game here
Yes.
because there was
Good.
one activity I did not expect, nor was I planning on, but I know it had been mentioned. But I will do this with Rob Spiewak.
Okay.
We'll play a little Q&A because I went full queen on this trip. All right, that's the first hint.
Full
After
queen.
the
Flowing
Ben and
gowns,
Jerry's
striking.
after the Ben and Jerry's factory, you'll never guess where we went.
Full
it's actually
queen.
where we dined, where we had lunch.
Ooh, the Vermont
after
Teddy
this.
Bear Factory.
No, that's a very good
That's a
guess.
great
but
guess.
unfortunately,
Oh, yeah,
it
I've
is
driven by
it is not correct, Oscar.
So if you are going full queen, it involves eating. Is it a celebrity restaurant?
it is not a celebrity restaurant. As a matter of fact, restaurant is wrong. You can ask 5 questions.
All right. Was it more of a roadside attraction?
No.
Oh. Does
Was
it
it-
have anything to do with Casablanca?
Casablanca.
He's just pulling at
There's a
black
lot
and
of
white
white
straws.
He doesn't care.
Barns.
He doesn't, that's
in
why you're not
Vermont.
involved in this.
All right.
sorry.
If you say you went full queen and you dined there, and it's not something that is technically considered a restaurant, was it more of a gift shop / tourist attraction?
A tourist attraction, you are correct, sir.
Okay, good.
And that includes a gift shop
All right. Well, they always do.
and many other things.
Can I have another guess, please?
Yes, go ahead.
This will help.
Does it have to do with maple syrup?
It does not.
That's a good guess,
But they got that everywhere. They
Sure.
got that all over the
Chock-a-block in 4-packs.
Okay, if it is a tourist attraction, is it allied with a celebrity?
Technically, yes. Oh, why did I hit that? Technically, yes. That's the dinger.
Okay,
think Queenie. Think
I am. I'm trying to. Did you go to Nathan Lane's bathhouses?
That is not correct.
Right. Does it have to do with? I'm thinking for some reason. I don't know why I think Vermont. Why am I thinking Kenny Rogers?
You know what? I'll give you a hint.
I'll take a hint. I'll need a hint.
Your sick mind may get there.
All right.
All right. Think Nazis.
Ooh.
I always do.
You probably don't know what I'm
McHale's
talking about. So no, it was not. Think Nazis.
Okay, if you're thinking Nazis, then you're thinking German.
Yes.
Was it like a German beer hall fest house type thing?
We enjoyed our lunch in a beer garden.
Yes, I think I get credit for that.
No, you don't, because it's not the whole thing. Because the whole
But the
place
fest
is
house-
a compound.
Oh.
It is a massive compound.
Okay, then
It is a lodge.
Oh, you went to the Von Trapp Family Lodge.
There it is, ladies and
From
The Sound of Music.
Are alive with the sound of music. All right.
Did they live
Sound
in
of Music
Vermont?
fans.
They escaped to Vermont.
moved.
Oh.
They escaped to Vermont.
Turns
in the
out
40s.
things at home were going pretty bad.
If you've ever watched The Sound of Music, they flee Austria, their native, with Georg, Georg and Maria, and they settle
Georg,
the
to be technically right.
Georg.
Georg.
Georg. Hello, Georg. They settled at this mountain retreat in Vermont, which is because it reminded them of their native Austria. And that's
Are any of the originals still alive? Any of the kids?
They were fossilized and actually sitting on the lawn in the front when we walked in there.
When you had your dinner or your lunch, did you enjoy the puppet show?
High on a hill was a lonely goat herd laying.
This is where they settled. All the children there.
Bias to none stealing the distributor caps off the Mercedes.
This is so wonderful. This is where Maria Von Trapp and the Von Trapp family settled after they were chased out of Austria by the Nazis. Yes, this is fantastic. And The Sound of Music, you know that I watch The Sound of Music with my daughters every year. If I get the opportunity. We kind of missed it this year, which sucked. But it's what we love to do. It's
one of the all-time great Nazi-themed musicals.
Is it as beautiful as the movie?
It is. Well, no, it's you can tell it's a mountainous region, and it was kind of a gray, misty day, but it was still a very beautiful spot. And one of the new places that they built was this like beer garden where they brew their Von Trapp brew, and they had we all had flights, and they had their different. Why are you laughing, Rob?
I'll have 16 ounces of the Climb Every Mountain Lager. And the Edelweiss IPA.
And it was good beer and good food, and it was.
Did they have a lot of your favorite things?
Beer and food. That's two of them right there.
Well, these are a few of my favorite things.
If you count Banjers, I'm 3. I got 3 going right there.
Big birthday.
Yeah, it was.
It was great.
I'm jealous. I've read about that place. They say it's pretty cool.
It was good to go up there and see, and it was funny, and we just laughed, and we had a great time.
Did they surprise you with it? Did they know that they were going to take you there, or how did it happen?
I think it had been mentioned that we will do Ben and Jerry's because it's close by, right around the corner. We went up there, and then we'd had a late night on Friday, and we were completely gassed. And
sure.
So I didn't get a chance to go and see downtown Burlington. I know we got a few listeners in Burlington, so I didn't get a chance to see that. But that's for next time.
Next time for sure. Yeah.
Next time.
And we ended up just chilling out with them and going back and having some leftovers. I will tell you something. Colonel Colburn can make himself a gumbo, man. He made
That's awesome.
some fantastic chow. It was awesome. You seeing me okay there? Because you guys are going, God, poop it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we see you
fantastic.
perfectly. Perfect.
That's why you update. That's why you update, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, must stay ahead of the curve.
Update, you jerks.
So that's it. It was really, really a fantastic weekend, and we can list the eating that I did.
Oh,
because
good.
It was really one of those
Your
days.
food
where,
journal.
I know Mike O'Mara's food journal coming back on the Mike O'Mara show.